Good day everyone, I am Arishos Pimamyan, and today's video I'm going to discuss about critical analysis across cultures, critic, application to pedagogy. Critical analysis across cultures. CA studies of talk across cultures can provide the basis for comparison of L1 and L2 norms, with its potential for application to pedagogy. Argue that CA may offer a broader conception of interlanguage pragmatics than the current model, where interlanguage pragmatic is limited to the single speech act as its unit of analysis. CA can offer sequential organizations. It means critical analysis across cultures. This example shows how FPPS and their corresponding SPPS can differ across cultures. As first example of how this might work, Paltridge 2005 to 2006 116 reports of study by Bill 1992 of workplace English involving French and Australian speakers of English. The Australians in the workplace in question were frustrated when, in the response to their greeting of "Did you have a good weekend?" That's why one of the challenges to CA is the difficulty of doing it. Wilkinson at Kitzinger of 2008-69 described this challenge as follows. Furthermore, CA has been criticized for its failure to take account of context or the psychological motivation of the participants in turn taking, as is the case in alternative theories such as critical disorders analysis. As a second later example, the result of monography by Ching 2003 contrasting Hong Kong Chinese or HKC and native English speaker of English NESS and using a CA framework also demonstrated differences in how these two groups perform certain sequences. Ching had 5 major findings in the collect management situation she studied. Next, conversation analysis. First, HKC employed a greater number of instances of a more elaborate redressive language in their disagreement than did the NE speakers. Second, HKC responses to complement range from no-verbal responses of a continuer to outright rejection of the complement. Third, HKC prefer a one-at-a-time model to turn-taking, while the NESS favor more developed, more overlapping of turns. Fourth, HKC were more likely to initiate topics than NESS. HKC prefer an inductive style of sequencing information as compared to the more deductive styles of the NESS. Next, critique. CA work is extremely demanding of the researcher. It is very time-consuming and labor-intensive from initial transcription, which is a prerequisite for analysis, through the variation phases of analysis itself. It is also extremely complicated and requires extensive training in concept and techniques before it can be used effectively. First, it has been criticized for its lack of systematicity. Higgins and Slade of 2005. There is no finite set of adjacency pairs, and there is not set of criteria for recognizing them. Notwithstanding these critics, CA offers a theory and methodology which allow us to understand how talk is used in interaction in both everyday and institutional practices. Specifically regarding foreign and second language learning contexts, contrastive work offers the possibility of highlighting differences in how talk is recognized across cultures, with its potential for feeding into syllables and materials designs. For me, critique is a detailed analysis and assessment of something, especially a literary, philosophical, or political theory. CA and Teaching and Learning. An appreciation of the principles and practices of CA can develop awareness on the part of teachers of the nature of talk, which is the target of teaching of speaking and listening skills in both first and second language contexts. That's why teaching and learning it is very important to each and every one of the students out there. Next, conversation analysis. First, to understand and produce social action in their sequential context. Second, to take turns at talk in an organized fashion. Third, to format actions and turns and contrast epistemic and effective stance by drawing on different types of semiotic resources, linguistic, nonverbal, and non-vocal, including register-specific resources. Fourth, to repair problems in speaking, hearing, and understanding. Fifth, to co-contrast social and discursive identities through sequence organization, actions in interaction, and semiotic resources. Sixth, to recognize and produce boundaries between activities, including transition from state of contact to absence of contact, interactional openings, closing, and transition between activities during continued contact. According to Wong and Waring 2010, highlight the relevance of CA findings in 3 areas of instructional practices: repair task design and management of participation. Next, according to Bowles and Sidhouse of 2007, sum their discussion by noting that 3 is now a growing body of SLP classroom methods and activities which can make use of CA results in order to provide the interactional focus we are advocating for SLP materials. Lastly, application to pedagogy. While the Chomsky approach is theory-derived and based on the idea that research is conducted to the test theory, it is also analyzed the application of pedagogical principles in own area of specialism of pedagogy is a word that is used to describe the art and science of teaching. And for me, among the many pedagogical application of its corpus-based studies, the CECL is particularly interested in the creation and improvement of pedagogical. Thank you and God bless everyone.